favorite is probably. Kind of like.
I like how we're all shorter now. Because we made our seats lower.
Yeah.
Or the camera was moved up, either one.
Either
A
one.
little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The microphone's like literally right in front of your face. I didn't realize it was that close. No, I mean like...
No. I'm rotating it around because you get better
Audio?
It can receive better this way and this way.
Why is it like unbalanced? Like, what's going on
it's like tilted slightly this way?
No, this thing.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like look. You see that? What's
Yeah, I
going on
see
there?
it.
What's going on there?
I don't know.
Care to fix that, John?
I mean, I'm not going to guarantee you.
No, I mean, like, just try your best.
Well,
I'm not going to guarantee results.
The gate, well, this is supposed to be like this.
Yeah.
Does it?
But, like, I think the bungee, the cord got so stiff and dry now that it's...
Oh, it's just shortened on some ends.
Yeah, and some ends.
Elongated
Just leave it as
on
is, John.
I mean, John's improving it. No, you're making it worse.
You have to soak the cord so that it can loosen up.
No, you don't need to soak it. You just gotta stretch it. Like, see, you're making it better. Yeah. Just keep doing that, John.
So,
Just leave it.
No, I mean,
John,
okay.
just leave it.
Yeah, it's part of his personality. Yeah, just leave it.
anyway, welcome back, everybody, to another episode. What episode are we in?
I don't
Like
keep
the
track.
30?
It's better to not keep track.
It's in like the 30s?
Just give us an arbitrary number.
No, let's just be like
30,
why do
32.
we need?
Okay, good.
No, can we date this based on like specific eras?
Okay.
So this is like post Leo.
Yeah, the Leo saga's over.
Yeah.
This is the 3-man saga.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Who leaves next?
I'm not sure, but until we vote people off the island, then we'll have like another.
Everybody
Another
gets
chapter
one
or
vote,
an
and
era.
everybody votes themselves.
Can we call like every epoch an aeon or like an epoch?
Oh, this is... Wait.
Hold
So, hold
on.
on.
What's a...
I don't know. I just heard that was used in like terms of eras and times.
Okay,
Can you look
so-
up the definition of
Look it up.
Aeon? A-E-O-N.
I think we should move the
Oh,
microphone.
and damn it.
You're not even typing. I think
I
we should
know.
move the
Looks like
microphone.
you're eating the microphone.
A-E-O-N. Am I?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's sick.
Digital magazine of ideas.
No. Definition. Just type in definition.
The mouse sensitivity is kind of high for me. I know it's set for you. An indefinite and very long period of time, a period of exaggerated, humorous, or rhetorical effect.
Boom. So it's an
No,
elongated period of time.
here's our.
It needs to be in the middle.
But John can't reach the. That's
fine.
That's
We
fine.
can keep her closer.
It's comical. It's for the sake of.
Do you mind?
I do mind.
Well,
Move the
that's
keyboard
fine. I'm gonna
closer.
just use my phone to search things now.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
That's fine.
That's better.
Anyway, I was going to say before the intro, maybe this is like, wait, hold on. So there was the 4-man era where
Yeah.
we had Leo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we had the 3-man era where
Okay.
he dipped, and now we're entering a new era, the CFT era, because he is.
I mean,
he's actually really like the first to say something.
you have to realize that like we need his what's it called?
like permission.
Yeah, I was gonna say discretion, but not necessarily
Oh.
his
CFT, you were playing.
consent.
he's not-
That's
I
was
know.
thinking
I know.
about-
Oh, I'm not
He was
sure.
playing Path of Exile like a minute ago.
We need his consent before we can actually have him. You know.
It's true.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, EJ. I should probably be more specific with my words.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying I felt bad that I'm not responding as I should be
Well, there.
on Discord.
First step to recovery is to knowing that you have
I
a
have a
problem.
problem. Yeah, I definitely do have a big problem.
Second step
Considering
is to
social
accept
media.
the problem.
And then
Yeah, you have
and
a
then
problem.
make
We
some
can move.
effort.
We can move on from that bit.
All right.
But like I said,
Welcome to the intro, everybody. This is John, EJ, and Edric in that order. Today's episode.
call me
will be
Goose.
All right, Goose.
Yeah, thanks.
Geese?
Goose.
Mises.
No, Goose.
Gooses.
Like from
Like a gaggle.
Goose from Top Gun.
Sure. This is Goose.
Is he named Goose?
No, I know there's a character name. I've never seen Top Gun before. I just
Look,
know.
I know I watched it.
I'm not
but
gonna
it was
search
really
this guy.
young.
Let me just
I'm never gonna search this guy either. I just know there's a guy named.
Let me
Goose.
just finish the goddamn intro.
Sorry, this is never gonna happen. Start the intro again.
This
From
is
the
not
top,
bad
from the
because of
top,
me.
from the
It's
top.
bad because
Yeah,
you're
I know,
distracting.
from the top, from the top.
All right, hi everybody. Welcome to another episode of Placeholder Podcast. This is John, EJ, and Goose.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
this
way better.
episode, we'll be talking about what are we talking about today, Goose?
Prominent figures in our lives.
All right, now hit that enter key on
Specifically
that
human
chat.
beings, like not necessarily like
Damn it.
figurines. It's kind of strange that they call them figurines.
I thought I hit enter.
Oh,
Wrong enter.
no, the limit is 200. My word
Oh,
count is 1,000.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wait, is that enough? Was that enough? Of a
Yeah, that's
paragraph?
plenty.
Okay,
I wrote this notepad.
that's not fair.
I only wrote 3 sentences
I wrote all
because
this
I was
down.
cooking food.
So by definition, a paragraph is just 3 sentences, right?
4 sentences.
Oh. Okay. I think this is more than 4 sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I read some of it, but I've noticed that you've like entered some of the prompts, like what, like how has he had an impact on my life? So that's like an unneeded sentence. You
Hey
can
man,
just continue.
I
with
just
that.
want to be extra detailed.
Yeah, that's fine.
To a point where it's unnecessary.
No, I'm just saying like being succinct is also an admirable trait.
Can I just post this on Twitch? Here's my chat room. Here's my chat room.
But people
There's
on
a
Mixer
character
and
limit.
YouTube isn't
It
gonna
reached
be
the
able
500
to.
character
God damn it!
limit.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll read it, even though I'm not gonna like it. God, why did
I'm
I
gonna
write
cut it
this
in half.
much?
I'm gonna cut it in
Why was
half.
I doped up on caffeine to write this?
You read this
Listen
in
to
the
Lofi.
morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured. We all did it today.
Oh,
Yeah.
rip.
Oh, I did mine last night.
But you guys are supposed to be not like me.
Oh, no, because I decided last minute to change my dude.
Oh,
Still too long.
don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Continue on. Anyway.
Also, why are figurines called figurines? Why, like they're
Because they're small.
so adding INE makes it small.
I'm going to assume that. I'm going to just.
Like, what's the
triple-
etymology of figurine?
Fuck me. All right, give me
Well,
a
no, this
second.
is just like because like it's figures, right?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me.
This
let me
is
go-
tangential, but it's related.
Yeah.
I figure definition first.
I figured.
Number. No, that's not the one. A person's
Aw.
bodily shape be a significant and noticeable part of something.
No. Figurine and then the etymology of figurine.
No, I just googled figure first.
I know.
Well, I'm gonna go for figurine now.
Yeah.
Copy.
Figurine.
Pasta. Too much.
Statuette, especially
From movie.
one of a human form. Statuette.
A statuette.
Yeah.
So what's the etymology of statuette?
Origin of...
What's the etymology of statuette?
Let me get to the figurine origin first.
Okay.
Etymology first. It's from Latin, figura. From Italian.
A figura.
I knew it.
I mean, you said Italian, so I had to do it.
Latin first, and then Italian.
Yeah.
And then
A
Italian.
figura. Sorry.
And Italian again, actually. A figurina.
Figurini.
Yeah.
There, I posted.
You didn't have to, but
I mean, we
I
did
appreciate the attempt. I really do. Thank you.
Okay.
Anyway, and then it splits to French English figurine on the mid 19th century.
Oh,
There were
that's pretty
weebs in the
recent.
19th century.
I know.
Yeah.
You do realize like Japan was isolated,
I know.
so like weebs did not.
I'm
exist.
just making the because figures and weebs.
So what's constitute a figurine?
A small statuette,
Okay.
I'm gonna Google statuette.
usually
right
of
now.
a human figure.
So
or human form.
So those small mannequins that are like this big and you can move their arms.
Yeah,
and
those
waist,
are figurines.
Those are considered figurines.
Considered, yeah.
So that small little ballerina that's when you open a box and it's
That's also a
Technically
figurine, yeah.
speaking, yes.
Okay.
So a statuette is a small statue or a figurine, especially one that
Don't
is
you love it when
smaller.
definitions contain other words
Yeah.
that are just interchangeable?
Yeah.
I hate that. I actually hate it so much. It doesn't explain anything.
It's a little.
It's like the word floats.
Let's not
Float.
go there.
I'd like to go there eventually, but I'd like to get to the topic first.
Yeah.
Who's going first? Dibs out.
I mean, you are.
Damn it!
We just
I
posted
dibs.
your thing. In
I
there.
dibs out though.
Okay, I'll go.
And besides, mine's apparently the longest, guys.
Yeah. So I haven't really finished mine, but
What?
I got the first 3 sentences, and so if we're talking about an individual who left a large impact in my life,
Yeah.
that would be my math teacher, Mr. Shields.
Oh, okay.
That's a cool name.
The reason being is he basically gave me the foundation of
The book.
understand.
He gave me the foundations, the hardcover, the trilogy.
Throw back to last episode.
Well, yeah, he gave me the foundation of problem solving and understanding mathematical problems,
Okay.
which now I use that same concept or structure to my day-to-day life of learning,
Uh-huh.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it never really it took me like a long time to actually figure out who should I pick as who left an impression in my life, like a big impact. I was thinking of like artists or book authors such as like Dan Harmon or
Who's Dan Harmon?
Dan Harmon is the writer
Rick and Morty.
for Rick and Morty
that name
and the
sounded
creator
familiar.
of Community.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
made Community. Dude.
He made
Cool.
Community. He made the first 3 seasons, then
Okay.
got fired for the fourth one,
And then got
and
rehired.
then got
I
rehired
knew
for
it.
5 and 6.
Okay, continue. So you're debating whether or not you were doing an
Those, but then
artist.
the more I think about it, the more I realize that my skills of understanding mathematical problem and solving problems and how I now learn things were from my math teacher Shields, where he literally took algebra, like all these mathematical equations, stuff like that, and told us to like do step by step methodically, so that you yourself can understand each method, each steps through this problem. So when you solve it, you have a further understanding of what you're doing.
So he left an impression via like what do you call it? He made you, because that sort of thing doesn't necessarily work with everybody, right?
Yeah, it doesn't work with everybody, but I distinctly remember me when I first learned that there's a way to solve math problems a lot more methodically.
So what I'm trying to get at is like how did this affect you emotionally?
Emotionally,
or like did it affect you at all emotionally?
I don't know.
Because did it give you any sort of appreciation for the fact that you could actually excel in something? Because I feel like this is one of the first times, like I know you quite well, you're my brother. I feel like this is one of the first times in your life that you felt like you excelled at a particular topic.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the first time that I actually excelled in a particular.
So how did that affect you, like emotionally, or or in terms of your self-esteem? Maybe not emotionally, but in terms of your self-esteem.
Well, in terms of self-esteem, it made me like took pride of my mathematical skills.
Was that more so because of the culture?
No, because like throughout, I remember throughout my junior high and high school, like my elementary and high school years.
Yeah.
I basically was the average Joe. I couldn't figure out what I excel at, and I didn't have a particular direction of what should I strive for. And then it wasn't until high school when Shields literally he made math enjoyable.
Yeah.
And taught me a lot of the structures of math and basically demystify the math curriculum.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm just saying, like, what did this do for your self-esteem? And was it really Shields who improved your self-esteem, or was it more so the culture of being good at something made it so that you felt good? Because everyone encouraged you needed to be specialized, or you needed to have something you were good at.
Oh, that's what you meant by culture. Okay.
That's what I meant by culture. Because, like, it's not so much that Shields made you appreciate what you had.
Yeah.
You had to come to that own conclusion.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying that Shields couldn't have done that for you. Maybe he did do that for you, but I'm saying,
I don't know, like, because I had a hard time picking a person who left an impact on me, and I the way I gone about this topic was thinking of, okay, who basically helped me shape how I perceive the world now.
Because, no offense to Shields, but I'm always of the mindset that at some point in your life, you're going to meet an individual who's going to highlight or showcase or show you the way into producing your own skills. But it's very rare that you'll come into an individual that will make you understand and appreciate what you have. Does that make any sense? So I find those people way more impressionable on me. The people who have the ability to relate and explain to me why I should be not taking the things that I have for granted.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, that if you go about then I still don't know who then.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just saying that those are the people I was personally looking at. You were looking for people who set the foundation, or
who literally like
guided
me as like
to have the structure
or like a mentor figure.
Okay.
That's how I go about this topic.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah. You, John?
What do you have anything to comment?
Do you have anything
to question DJ about?
I just wanted to point out that Shields is a very cool last name.
Yeah, his full
name. And I kind of wish that he was my math teacher, because I'm still garbage at math.
His full name was Richard Shields.
Yeah, I love numbers, but like fucking hate arithmetic.
Do you have any questions? Or did you?
This was a high school teacher.
Did you want to probe any further?
He was my only math high school teacher.
Did you want to probe?
Really?
Any further?
So wait, hold on. So from grade 10 to 12?
Yes.
Wow, that's like, wait, how does that work?
We have a small school.
Yeah, it was a tiny school.
It was a really small school.
All right, fair enough.
But I
graduated K-12 French Catholic.
And it was small?
No, I mean, that's the reason why it was small.
Wait.
Because it was niche.
Super niche.
It was French immersion.
Okay.
Catholic.
Oh.
K to 12.
K to 12.
Yeah, that is pretty niche.
Really niche.
throwing in all them tags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You filter out a lot of people who want to go to that school.
Like,
If you speak English, you can't get in.
Yeah.
If you're not religious, you can't get
Yeah.
in. If you're grade 1 to
if you
grade
know,
K
if
to
you
12.
want a school dedicated to just your particular grades of school, then this is not the school for you.
Yeah.
We do K to 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, my class graduation was a class of 60 students.
Holy what?
Yeah.
That's
Tiny.
That's tiny.
Yeah.
I was gonna say huge.
And the religion retreat, the maximum maximum amount of students are able to go was 50. 55 was able to go. The other 5 couldn't because they have stuff to do that weekend.
Okay. But did you have any questions to probe?
No, actually, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a huge impact, or big enough impact. Like, it changes his thought process of how he approaches like stuff, especially math, because that's what the teacher was teaching.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But he's also trying to put it into a day-to-day life.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Anyway, who's next?
You are.
Damn it!
We're going down the line.
I knew you guys were gonna goddamn say it. I don't want to read all this though. Fine.
Okay. You can zoom in, but
It's on me for writing this much.
I mean, yeah.
All right. All right. Also for disclosure, I'm not gonna fucking give myself a character or whatever. When I read, it's monotonous.
Can you read it in such a way that it's coherent to anyone listening?
Ahem. Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, that's fine.
At least I sure hope so. So for today's presentation, I'll be talking about my brother and why he has left/leaving an impact on my life.
Come on, why do you have to do it that way?
Because I told you.
No, but I'm saying you're purposefully
No,
doing
like
it in
no.
a single tone.
Because if I try to add any
Add
flavor,
some flair. Add some flair.
The moment I start adding flair, like
What?
I get too caught up in the flair,
Well, that's good.
and I don't
That's
read
fine.
the lines.
That's fine.
Well, then do it.
That's fine.
I know.
That's better.
Read between the lines.
No.
Don't read the lines. Okay, go
That
ahead.
makes no sense. That makes no sense. First I've lived with fuck. There should have been a comma there.
This
ahead.
button.
I've lived with the guy for the most of my life, over 20 years or so. So I had enough time to get to know him, which is a goddamn lie. Now that I think about it,
Okay, maybe
like
not
I know
that.
nothing about the guy.
Yeah. Honestly, you don't really know someone until like.
You really get to know them.
I mean, you've been like you guys have gone through some hardships together, but I mean, you really get to know someone when you are pitted against each other and it's like really down in the dumps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing on. So I had enough time to. Alright.
Yeah.
What kind of impact did he leave me with? ? He left me with something to strive to, which should have been for, and something to also avoid. Let's start with something to strive to. I'm actually fucking hating what I've written down.
It's fine.
It's
Keep
fine.
reading
It's-
it.
To start, he's really smart. The guy is 3 years younger than me, but I feel like he's the one that should be old with all the things that he knows. Fuck me.
Be the elder.
Yeah. Fuck, I
be
hate
elder.
what I've written down.
Well, you definitely should have edited. You had
Yeah.
it at the time.
I know. This was basically like a last minute.
Continue.
Fuck.
Continue.
Whether it is with trivial information or not, when it comes to trying new things that he wants to do, he's more thorough in researching on that topic, and he's willing to humor my shenanigans.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a family thing. Sounds great, but what's
this something to avoid thing?
Yeah, there you go. What he said. Well, the guy is kind of cynical, taking the quote from that one Star Wars movie, "Only a Sith deals in absolutes." Pretty sure that quote is appropriate. When perspective is set for him, he sticks with that to the death. A bit of a double-edged sword, and when his perspective is challenged, he closes himself off and sort of antagonizes everyone. This sort of sort of feeds him like a feedback loop where he just becomes more cynical. What kind of impact did this brother guy leave me with? Being thorough on the subject that I want to learn /do, and not being a cynic. Is that actually a word?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, good. Not going to lie, but I have a bit of a cynicism in me, too, which I blame my upbringing and me not knowing better sooner. But I think my brother really woke me up metaphorically to change that mentality, and that's it. Thank you for listening to my presentation on that subtopic.
Okay.
Fuck, I hate myself.
Well, I mean,
God damn it.
You gotta just power through it until, like, it's growing pains, dude. It's gonna be bad.
This is just straight up pains.
Yeah.
No growing.
Okay, so
Fuck.
So you chose your brother because you know him well. He's left quite the impression on you.
Yeah, I like to think so. Yeah.
like to
I mean, I don't know him inside and out, which I should. I'm 27.
Yeah, I mean,
So.
no, but some people don't know each other until like I didn't know my brother until like I was like 20 something.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Okay, continue
I
on.
don't know what kind of Anyway, yeah.
20 something. So
Okay.
I didn't know my brother until
Well,
I was 20 something. And even
different
then, like,
different circumstances.
No,
too.
but even then, like back in the day, we were completely different people. Like 10
Oh.
years, 10 years ago, I'm not the same person.
Well,
Yeah.
10 years ago, EJ is not the same person.
me too.
Yeah.
10 years
So
ago, you're
we
not-
shouldn't feel bad for not knowing someone. People
Well, still.
drastically change over
Well,
a
still.
short period of time.
Fair, but still, I don't know.
Right.
The whole family thing just makes me look back and say, like, damn, I know very little about my brother because I don't approach him enough.
I mean, some people are just.
No, well, that's on my end. That's on me for not approaching him.
I don't know. Like, I can't necessarily say, like, I love my dad, but I can't necessarily say I know him inside and out. I don't necessarily know the inner workings of his mind and what he goes for.
He
And
makes puns.
I know, I get that, but I mean, I don't know what
But-
his ambitions are. I don't necessarily know what he, like, who his role models were. I don't know necessarily how his, like, I ask about his upbringing, but oftentimes
He jokes
his
around.
No, he jokes around his upbringing for sure, but that's a coping mechanism because his upbringing was not good.
Yeah.
Right?
It's worse than mine.
I mean, you've had it pretty bad, but I'm not willing to
Not
compare.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that he had it pretty bad also.
It's different era, different situation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
so
you shouldn't compare.
But I'm just saying, like,
still will.
he's in this mindset where he doesn't want to, like, go and dwell on the past type of deal when I'm
Which
just,
isn't
like,
a bad
innocently
thing.
wanting to know what happened and stuff. But, yeah, you shouldn't feel bad whether or not you know someone.
I mean, it's family, though.
So,
Yeah, I mean, you prove a good.
this whole
point.
idea of blood is thicker than water makes no sense.
It is thicker than water, though.
I honestly don't think it is.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Yeah, actually look up.
The actual definition or the quote?
No.
It's
If in terms of scientific
Yeah,
density,
Blood
is
density.
blood more
Thicker
dense
Dense
than
the
water?
water.
blood is thicker than water.
Oh,
Oh wait, hold on. That's just a.
That's a quote.
Hold on.
Scientific-
Is blood actually thicker than water?
Is blood thicker than water scientifically? So the quote strong. Shit in the bed. Incorrectly. Google, just give me a straight up
Why don't
answer.
you just ask the question: is blood actually thicker than water?
All right, DJ, you're up.
Is blood thicker
I
than water?
I'm okay with.
Is
We're getting sidetracked.
I know, but
Blood.
don't worry. We're
blood.
gonna get re-railed real quick. Don't worry about it. Just this one thing.
It's a proverb. I don't want the freaking proverb.
Okay, well, we're getting
And-
sidetracked at this
Yeah.
point.
All right. We're gonna.
So yeah, like I said, you shouldn't feel bad for not necessarily knowing people.
I should though.
Why?
Because I need. That's kind of me. It's a me thing where I just don't approach people enough,
Okay.
and I think this applies to me with my brother. Like we talk. Like my brother and I talk. Like a lot.
I believe that blood is 6 times thicker than water.
Well, there you go.
Okay, cool.
But like when I do approach him, it's like about topics that we both know about. So
Mhm.
we're basically circle jerking.
Yeah.
You know, like
Okay.
I don't bring up any controversial topic because I know what he kind of does.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's not necessarily he doesn't really evoke or encourage that sort of
discussion.
free wandering of ideas, at least without people getting shamed for bringing up said ideas.
But yeah, like I guess that's sort of a problem. I guess I got to chip away at that or something.
I'm trying to think of like, okay, like I did with EJ. What did he do for your self-esteem? Because I know
it made it plateau.
It made a
more or
plateau.
less. Yeah.
Because I know for a fact EJ, our relationship, especially when we were younger,
Actually,
his self-esteem was immensely dropped by my presence.
Oh.
Whenever I was around, it was just like super fucking bad for him. He just hated being around me.
okay.
So I'm just saying, like, that's also impressionable, but like in the wrong ways.
Right.
So what was it like for your self-esteem, and how does that fit into your relationship with your brother?
I don't know. Like when I'd like to sort of retract my plateau statement. It's more like a sine wave. Cause like every time I look up to my brother a lot.
Yeah.
Like he is so fucking smart. Like but like at the same time, like he does have like this thing that's dragging him down, right?
Yeah.
So like when I see him, it's like, oh, he's a smart guy. Sign goes up, wave goes up. But it's like he's also a bit of a nihilist. Wave goes down.
Like once again, like this is not. You haven't talked about your own self-esteem. This is more so talking about what you have, your hopes in him.
Oh.
Go up when you see him. He has so much potential, but then go down when he ends up being a negative Nancy. So I'm talking about like how does his presence affect you emotionally, or in terms of
currently
confidence?
it makes me play it safe kind of thing because of a bit of his nihilism, but at the same time, like I see.
Like when you see him, or like when you grew up with him, did he give you a sense of comfort? Did he give you a sense of somewhere to confide in? Did he give you
when we were younger, like I felt like that I was like the older brother kind of thing.
That you were
like,
taking care?
Like I was looking after him kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's more like on an equal ground kind of thing. Because I may be older, but he's a lot smarter, right? Like all I got for myself is like an age. Like that I'm older than him.
Yeah, but I'm willing to say that you have way more humility.
Maybe.
And you could, like, what do you mean maybe? You have the most humility out of all of us.
I doubt that.
That's exactly the reason why. You
it's
constantly
down to the
downplay
point.
everything you do.
Let me hit X to doubt.
That's exactly
the point where you downplay
you've proven
yourself.
my point. Exactly. I doubt that, or you constantly downplay the fact that you have probably superior empathy compared to the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you guys are seeing me in the right light here.
What makes you say that?
Cause I sort of don't want to bring this up, but metaphorically speaking, every time I look in the mirror, I see my dad, and it's like, and every time I try to stay like get away from that, it's like the closer I'm to, like I get metaphorically.
What parts of
he is short-tempered, which I is.
Okay.
He is like, and he has that level of cynicism, which also I have that part too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's extremely controlling, like, which is once again the part of cynicism, nihilism kind of thing.
Yeah, but like
I get those kind of spurts. You guys just don't see it because I try so damn hard not to show it.
About being controlling?
Oh yeah.
Controlling of what in
Like,
particular situation? Like of other individuals?
Or
sort of.
Because I've never seen you.
Yeah, because I hide it really well. My
No, but
brother
you've
just
never-
shows it flat out.
You've never been in a situation. Well, I've never
Because
seen
I haven't given you the situation.
I've never seen you in a situation where you've wanted to control the actions of another individual.
Also because I don't know how. Like I get that feeling. Like a lot of times when I like see like a situation.
Yeah.
Where like I feel like it should be one way, but it doesn't go that way.
What does
get
one
fucking
way mean?
Angry.
I don't get it.
I don't
Like
know.
you're expecting
A result?
a certain outcome. You want a certain outcome, but it never goes to that outcome ever.
Yeah, like especially with like.
So what part of that is controlling? Like
I don't know. Like
confused.
okay, I think I need to fucking rediscover myself first. But
Well,
like I don't know. Like I
this
feel like
is-
I'm always conflicted, like once again the whole mirror thing, and I try not to do that. That's why I'm trying, like, I always humor you guys and like try to like be open to new ideas, but like at the back of my head, it's like something's not right.
Okay.
You know?
I don't.
We don't know.
No, I do get the nagging feeling, especially when it comes to risk taking. That's one of the biggest things that I like have issue with.
Me too.
So I can see like the whole nagging feeling, and like your subconscious constantly telling yourself, well, don't put yourself in that position. But I mean, I can't see how that sort of feeling gets applied to other things. Can you explain to me why it gets applied to other things, at least in your mind?
Like with the whole control issues.
With control issues, whether or not it's like a new idea and you should be trying to explore it, and you feel it in the back of your mind that
Well,
don't.
I think it's like a hodgepodge of a lot of things. My inferiority complex and like, well, like my upbringing gave me an inferiority complex, but at the same time, I got my dad's gene coursing through my veins, which is not true. That's not how it works. In my DNA.
Totally not how it works.
It's in my it's written in my DNA.
I know, but you're a completely different individual.
I
so
know.
it's like-
Well, like, but I still have his genes, right?
So having you, so
And
you had a completely different. What makes a person is both nature and nurture.
wait, what? Sorry.
What makes a person is both
Nature.
what they have in their genes,
Yeah, which
whatever's
is
hereditary, nature, and how they were brought up.
which is nurture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
So by definition, you are different from your dad. Because your dad grew up in South Korea in a different upbringing
yeah,
with different genes.
yeah, I guess so.
And you were brought up, for the most part, here in Canada. Sure, you may have half of the genes your father has, but by biological definition, you only have half.
Yep.
Right? And you were brought up in Canada, which is completely different. So we can already differentiate, at least on a rational level. You are like pretty much completely different for the most part from your dad.
Which is because of nature and nurture.
Yes.
Yes.
So we can. So
Like different.
we should completely rule out that doubt of what you see in the mirror is your dad.
I'll try.
Well,
It's gonna be
I'm
hella hard.
rationalizing it.
Yeah,
Do you not
But
see the rationalizing?
I get that. It's just the way I see it. Like I'm different, but it's different only. Let me try to think about this. I'm only different because. Sorry, hold on.
It's okay.
yeah, it's a lot.
God, I gotta
a
learn
lot
to
of-
think faster.
Yeah.
No. Think at your own pace.
Take your own pace.
I don't-
Thinking faster doesn't necessarily mean you'll come up with a better answer.
It's true, but I come up with an answer. Anyway,
Take your time so you have a thorough answer.
Well, no, it doesn't
So-
even have to be thorough. It's just an answer that you're
Like,
satisfied
yeah.
with.
I may be a different person, but it's still based on a foundation from genetics and upbringings, though, right? Like,
I mean, you say on a
there-
foundation, but it comes back to the whole idea that drastically people change their entire personalities and values most of the
Yeah,
time. 5
right.
years, like at intervals of like regularly 5 years in their lifetime.
huh? Is that really?
Yeah.
Huh? I didn't know
Generally speaking, people will look back upon themselves 5 years ago and say, "Well, that was a completely different person. I don't have the same values as I did then." Whether or not they became parents, whether or not they like were teenagers, whether or not they had a life-changing accident or like a career change, like oftentimes life will just dictate how it's both how life will throw challenges at you and how you take those challenges that will dictate who you are as an individual.
But I've most of my like responses to challenges were about the same for most of my life, though, except like maybe my super early childhood when I didn't know any better. Like when I was like a kid, I was kind of dumb, so I was like, oh, like I'm gonna have fun or whatever. Like looking at it now, I was like, play safe for like ever, still to this day.
Yeah, but I mean, at least now you're entertaining the ideas of talking to other individuals and sharing, confiding things that you normally would never.
Well,
confide.
because this is a very approachable atmosphere.
I know, but I'm saying like that's a huge step in the right direction. Being
That's,
able to confide.
that's
Yeah.
true, but I'm still like
A work in
cautious when it comes
Cautious.
to any environment that's not accommodating. There you go.
progress. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And it definitely doesn't help when you have like individuals, no offense, like your brother, who are like unapproachable and
Doesn't foster those kind of environments of this.
Well, there's that, and he's like he comes off as dogmatic, as in someone like you've mentioned it in your presentation. He like once he has a perspective, he's entrenched in it, correct? And so he comes off as someone like very righteous, who really believes what he believes.
Yeah. And
you can't help but like gravitate towards that because that's admirable, right?
Yeah,
to find values
Absolutely.
that you really firmly believe in and stand by them. But then if those values end up being wrong, you have to be able to shift, right? And I mean, so like I can see why he's very like he's not only impressionable to you, he's very impressionable. I'm not saying he's impressionable. I'm saying he has an impression on others and many other people around him to a degree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So did that answer the question of self?
Oh, it did.
Self-esteem?
It did.
Okay.
Self-esteem.
My God.
Okay. So your turn, Andrew.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna do a presentation on Noam Chomsky.
Yeah.
And then recently, there's a guy who just popped up in my recommended feed.
Yeah.
Of YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh.
And his name's Anand Girid Haridas. He's Indian.
Okay, there you go. I was gonna ask where is he from.
Anand Girid Haridas.
Yeah.
And
Is that
he's
how you
a
pronounce it?
38 New York Times columnist.
Cool.
38-year-old. I say 38 New York Times. Like there's no 38 section. New York
I mean,
Times.
there's
Not that he just
38
wrote-
New York Times
Okay,
bestseller.
So anyway, he was 38 years old.
Yeah.
So he's very young. Right?
Yeah.
He's only like
10 years
older than us.
You. Yeah, than us.
Decades a long time though.
Right? No, but I'm just saying like that's.
Like yeah.
And he was doing a doctorate in Harvard and then dropped out and then pursued a writing career.
Really?
Yeah. Well, first he graduated college and then wanted to further his academic learning.
Went to Harvard.
Went to Harvard and then dropped out and decided to
Damn.
do New York Times. And then
It's just a prestigious school though.
so he wrote recent books talking about philanthropy and rich people and the winner-take-all economy currently. And he talks about how culture, language, and what does that say?
You can't read your own writing.
No, I don't
This
have glasses
applies
on.
to me too.
I don't have glasses on.
This is why I
Why
try
didn't
not
you
to
grab
handwrite,
that?
even though I
I
should.
want to be able to read this without glasses.
You
What
want
does it say?
us
What does it say?
Fork.
for tone?
Tone.
The
We
tip
can't
of
even read your
Culture, language, and tone can be all weaponized to subdue.
It's true, absolutely.
Okay. What else did I write here?
Forks. apparently.
Thought
Oh, right.
was careful. Okay. Careful perception. Careful.
At the very
Fucking
end.
chat.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Yeah. Go.
Okay, so this is what I wrote. Culture, language, and tone can be all weaponized to subdue. Careful manipulation of perception.
Can.
Because I can.
Yes.
Can
You want us to read it?
lull anyone into a false sense of security. Diplomacy, charisma. What does it say?
You want us to read
Persuasion.
it?
Diplomacy, charisma, persuasion.
You want us to read it?
Why are you so frustrated?
Because you were like,
I don't have my glasses on. Here, read it.
okay. So diplomacy, charisma, persuasion are same of the
Most powerful.
of the
Or
most
some.
powerful
Of
some of the most powerful skills to have.
Skills.
Skills to have.
Yeah. Done.
I thought my writing was good at that.
It
It
is.
is.
I also wrote that without glasses on.
Oh.
So it's a combination of me not having glasses on at the time of writing and reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wrote a book about how philanthropy by the rich is actually being used to evade what would be democratic and like actual repercussions to the fact that they're doing so much wrongdoing.
So you're saying that Bill Gates is a bad dude?
Yes.
So you're saying quickly
That-
another rich guy. Trump is a bad dude?
No. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Who's another philanthropist? Steve Jobs. He's dead.
Yeah.
Was he a philanthropist?
No.
Michael Bloomberg.
Michael Bloomberg is also
I don't know
a
who that is.
philanthropist.
What is? Oh.
But like basically,
All philanthropists are low key bad.
yeah, because all the techniques that they use to donate to charity are also the same techniques they use
To avoid.
to hoard their money.
Yeah, avoiding
'Cause,
taxes.
Yeah, it's a tax haven. So this whole mentality of I'm only going to do things if it's a win-win for me is a toxic.
But they're
mentality
going to
to
go
have.
with
Yeah.
the defense of, but look at all the donations I've made, and look at all the help
And the
that
reason,
I'm doing.
okay,
It's
so the
a
reason why I'm
win-win.
saying, despite me only knowing him for like 2 days, the reason why he left such a huge impression on me was precisely what I wrote on that notepad. Is because he made me realize how effective framing, perception, and language and culture can all be used in such a way to help promote growth or be toxic to a society.
Which is what philanthropists is also apparently doing now.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is a bad guy.
Yes.
Yeah, he is. He's always been.
Maximum tax evasion.
It's not so much about the tax evasion. It's like rather than promoting movements and empowering those who will further charge that movement, he's going to say, I'm going to help the needy.
By throwing
Like, you
money
guys
at them.
can't help yourselves, so I'm going to help you. So if you already have the implication of, well, you guys can't fend for yourselves, therefore I'm the better person, I'm going to take care of you.
Oh. Well, that's interesting.
And that's already a toxic mentality to have. A better mentality would be, let me help you, give you the tools to empower yourself.
Well, he's gonna flip that around and say, well, the tool is money. I'm gonna give you a buttload of money so you can help yourselves. Hoo.
But that, generally speaking, those
I'm not
types of
Resources
are put on superficial things that don't actually help the development of or empowering of individuals.
of those individuals. Yeah.
For disclosure, I'm not defending Bill Gates. I just want to bring out counterpoints.
Yeah, for sure. Like, there are some things that
Devil
Bill Gates has
advocate,
done,
yeah.
which is great. Like,
No,
trying
not
to
even
eradicate
devil's advocate.
all of malaria, right? But I mean, with his fortune, he could definitely help empower
A lot.
entire communities so that they can just fend for themselves.
Yeah.
Like, in Louisiana, I saw this one this one
Article?
not article, but like an interview with this one student from Louisiana State University. Yeah. She was talking about one particular district in Louisiana, it being both the poorest district in Louisiana, and at the same time being the richest district in Louisiana.
Because of the 1%.
No, because of the amount of donations they receive.
Not necessarily donations.
Yeah.
I'm talking about how, like,
Oh.
the industry of oil refinery in Louisiana is in the same district. And all of the rich people hoard their shit and don't help any of the poor people in the district.
I see.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So the only way you can have that sort of dichotomy is when you treat people as subhuman and treat people as they cannot fend for themselves.
So
Rather than, therefore I have to help you type of mentality.
I see.
Because also, when you help someone in that way of, you can't fend for yourself, I have to help you, you get to dictate the conversation. You get to dictate the pace of how are you going to distribute your help.
Hey, CFT. Sorry.
Right?
I don't know if you see the chat log, what we wrote, or what I wrote, but
We're talking about people, like, prominent figures in our lives who left an impression on us.
yeah.
Impact on us.
Same thing.
I should have wrote about my dad.
But yeah. No, that's why I was trying to draw that out, because he definitely left an impression on you, not necessarily for the better.
I know.
But
What is the one?
yeah, so Anand, and the thing is like, this guy has only been doing this type of research on philanthropy for like the last few years. So like, he sat with like these types of philanthropists and tries to get into the mind.
Oh, CFT has it.
Oh, you've answered the question? Oh man, that's
you can
great.
share after
What's
with
entry?
Goose over here.
Yeah. But what was I talking about?
Philanthropy
He was
interview.
researching this for 2
He
years.
researched this for 2 years and sat down with the minds who are behind philanthropy. Like he sat down with. You're actually thinking about these questions? That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that post. I felt like I had to respond, but I didn't because I'm bad at responding on Discord. Yeah, he sat with the minds of like the likes of Bill Clinton, like a previous
Senior?
president. I thought there was only one.
There's only one. You're talking about
George Bush.
George Bush.
Oh.
Senior and junior.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, so he sat with the minds of previous presidents
Yeah.
and like philanthropists
Yeah.
all over the world, and he came to the same conclusion that these people are using philanthropy and using the guise of altruism for the actual reality of hoarding their wealth.
Huh.
And like when I talk about the small things like culture and tone and stuff, like it comes to even the most ridiculous thing, like a newspaper company.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily sure. No, not a newspaper company. Like an entire enterprise or like a business.
Yeah.
Rather than referring to inequalities as inequalities,
Yeah.
he wants them to be referred to as the poverty, because it only refers to your situation.
Yeah.
It doesn't refer to your class of inequality. It doesn't refer to like a group
Of individuals.
of individuals. So like even such some things as vocabulary can be used to dictate the pace at which these ideas are even being discussed.
Okay. Also, I finally understood what CFT was saying from his post yesterday.
Yeah, that's
The
what-
people that put an impact on his life is us.
Oh, meeting you guys.
I'm sorry, CFT. I'm so dumb.
Yo, I thought you said meeting you guys was like actually like you're gonna meet us at the podcast and talk about
Sorry, CFT.
talk about the topic with us. But dang, I feel flattered and honored.
Yeah.
That
Sorry, I didn't catch that on any
a group
sooner.
of random guys on the internet manages to make you think. But yeah, like so the reason, it made me really appreciate. Like I find that the people who leave very deep impressions on my life
Yeah.
are the people who make me appreciate the things that are taken for granted, such as the vocabulary that you use, such as the fact that we live in a society where we're allowed to speak our minds and people won't like bash us down, or at least like at least between us, we can say whatever and it'll be like there's no like right person, no wrong person here. We're just trying to
True.
discuss ideas.
But yeah, it did left you an impression. But does that actually? I don't know. Maybe this is my perception of the topic. But does that actually change the person of who you are?
I'd like to say yes.
It brings me closer to like wanting to use my abilities for the good. Like if I really wanted to take the perception,
Because like no offense, it sounds very superficial.
Superficial in what sense?
In the sense that you're discussing these nuances and these revelations that you got from, but it doesn't feel like it doesn't. I don't see it how it changed your day-to-day life. How did
Well, this
how
is
would
kinda
you
like a last minute
how
thing.
would you approach things now differently?
It's my perception as a whole when it comes to like altruism. My perception as a whole when it comes to like industries offering to help things. My perception as a whole when it comes to movements and what it means to want change in the society. Change in the society is not going to happen through the trickle down effect.
Yeah.
People at the top aren't going to change your society.
Yeah, but I'm
they're
not
going to in a
arguing
negative
against
aspect.
that, jerk.
What you're asking me, what has this changed in my life? And it has changed my perception concerning the whole idea of what it means to be part of a movement.
Okay, but will this change leave a lasting impression on you?
I would like to say so.
Okay.
I mean, I definitely don't know the results because I've only figured out this guy was a thing like 2 days ago. But even the fact that he gave me such a bombshell to think about.
Yeah.
Like, is the magnitude of impression dictated by how long the impact has been left on you? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just how long or how drastic it changed.
Why does it have to be drastic rather than a profound revelation?
It's not profound revelation, but like to a point where you could say 5 years from now, like, oh, at that, maybe not at that specific point, but that person, when I first heard him or first seen him, not drastically, but changed the perception of how I view things anymore.
That's definitely going to be a none.
Okay.
5 years from now, I can clearly see myself not wanting to partake in any sort of big business ideas.
Cause like,
really,
yeah, like after his talk, it makes me not want to support AAA titles anymore. It makes me not want to support Nike or Adidas or any of these like big name companies.
Is New Balance big name company?
Pretty much.
Fuck.
Yeah. I'm saying like any of these big named companies that are under the guise saying, oh, like Tom's, every pair of shoes that you buy, we'll send a pair to Africa, right? That means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. They're just doing that to make you feel better, that you feel like you're doing something, when in reality, you're just perpetuating the system.
Yeah, I get that.
Me playing Riot Games isn't helping anyone. Me playing, like...
But why are you still playing Riot Games?
Because it was the 10th anniversary and I want to just chill out.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, what I considered the like
oh yeah.
When I was thinking about this topic, I was trying to figure out who left an impact in me to the point where my very own, it's still to this day, I'm still continuously using the same methods or my change perspective in my day-to-day life. And I didn't consider Dan Harmon or Brandon Sanderson because I myself, did they left me an impression to the point where am I using their day-to-day, did they left an impression in my life to the point where I'm constantly using it or changed?
I think what are you trying to say, that the impact should be also time-based?
No, it's not time-based. What I'm confused about is the fact that you only saw this 2 days ago, and you say this is a drastic impression on you, drastic change that it's gonna be life change. It's supposed to be life changing, but there could be a possibility that you disregard it at all.
Like playing Riot Games.
Okay, so once again,
yeah.
Am I going to fault you for those every single time you choose to relax and not use the structures that Shields taught you? Am I going to penalize you for that?
No.
Oh, okay, so why are you doing that with me?
Because
that's technically what you're doing.
Yeah.
Is it not?
Yes.
For every single one of those times that you choose to relax.
Edric, calm down. I'm trying to figure out what made you to this conclusion of why you pick him as a...
Because I don't think you understand how profound this is.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
If you want to commit to any sort of change in society as a whole...
Yeah.
You need to be powering individuals via cultured language and tone.
Okay.
And vocabulary.
Okay.
It doesn't matter whether or not you give them scientific tools. It doesn't matter whether or not you give them data. It doesn't matter whether or not you give them, like, money even.
Yeah.
If they're just going to take that money and pump it back into the system...
Yeah, it's a feedback.
Yeah.
You've done nothing.
Yeah.
If you give them the data and they don't believe you,
yeah,
you've done nothing.
Okay.
That's what climate change is currently going on with scientists.
Yeah.
The reason why
scientists are so shit at getting the movement going is because they're so bad at using language, culture, and tone to communicate their ideas.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, if we talk about movements, like, there are good and people out there who want to make a change, right? Like, for example, Anand says, let's take the employee at Coca-Cola, right? She has a movement and initiative that she's part of. She's part of the Coca-Cola clean water movement.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that movement doesn't matter because she's part of an enterprise in which they continuously take advantage of the individuals around them and the environment, and they only use the movement to satisfy her need to feel like she's being part of something. That's what Twitter is about. That's what Facebook is about. Armchair activism is a thing. The only reason why internet, the reason why internet is so effective at subduing people into lulling into a false sense of security, like as if they're doing something, is because it gives you that dopamine effect of saying, hey, you're part of a movement now. When in reality, the creators of Facebook are selling all of your data to people, to the enterprises that you're actively trying to fight against, correct? This is what I mean by this is so profound. This is what, it flips my entire perception, that the only way that you can fight against a system like this is to fight outside the system. You can't actively participate in it. Because if you do, you're perpetuating it.
Okay.
And like you said, is this going to make an impact on me? Like may I disregard it sometimes? Obviously, I'm going to disregard it. If I really believed in this movement, I'd be only trying to volunteer and not make any money and try to volunteer at places at political movements and try to rally around individuals and rally around like-minded individuals or charge just the layperson and try to talk to them and canvass all the time. That's what I would be doing, right? But instead, I'm going to perpetuate the system, disregard what I just learned by going to school, by going to the administration that's continuously fucking me over, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what our parents want.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what
But
you're
if I really believed in what Anand said, which I truly do, and disregarded what the intentions of my parents were, I would just gun-ho, wouldn't care about my career, and would only want to push for political movements and empowering and convincing people in how they can use their tools of language, culture, and tone to promote growth and promote change. Because change is literally impossible if you play into the system. That's what I mean by it's a very profound revelation.
Yeah, it's a profound revelation.
And like I said, if once I get up to school, I'm gonna be part of groups that are, politically active or groups that at the very least encourage a discussion between individuals where I can, try to get my fangs into people and introduce a culture of discussing ideas and that type of thing. Right? Do you still not believe me? You don't think it's as profound as, despite it being only 2 days old?
Yeah. Okay. There's that.
Like I still
Yeah,
don't
because my biases is literally holding me back, and it's trying to say no. It's only 2 days old. An impression should somebody who impacted your life should be not only a sudden revelation, but it permeates in your day-to-day lives very subtly. But you do have a point, and I'm not conceding to that. I'm not denying that point. The fact that this literally is a sudden revelation. This is a big eye opener to the point where it will affect your future life. It will permeate your habits and all that stuff.
Yeah, especially my consumption habits.
Yes. But like I said earlier, like my biases and what my nagging feeling inside saying like, no, it's someone impactful. Like there should be a result.
I don't.
That's what's saying.
I
to
think
me.
the result the result you want isn't tangible. Because the result is an alteration of my perception. How am I supposed to?
Yeah, that's.
How am I supposed to
that's
convey?
what-
How am I supposed to convey that intangible notions to you?
Yeah,
You're not going to be able to. Get that.
won't be able to do it. But like I was saying earlier, like my biases and my notions are
And
saying,
even let's say, even if I did manage to convey, okay, let's say that I was able to convey the tangibles to you.
Yeah.
This whole notion that if at some points in your life you disregard your beliefs and you play into the system, then I should penalize you and I shouldn't believe what you say isn't a valid argument.
Yeah,
Because like I said, in those times where you just want to relax,
yeah, and
you don't want to be using the structures that were taught by you
yeah,
from a young age,
yeah.
am I going to penalize you for it?
No, and like I was saying earlier. Like it's so hard because like my biases is really saying no to it, but in my mind, you do have a valid point. You do have a correct. This your argument is you have a substantial amount of
Like,
argument
look,
into it.
Here's one of the biggest examples. Here's one of the biggest examples that I will probably start doing from now on.
Okay.
I will no longer watch any movies at the cinema.
Okay.
Ooh, right.
Like, if I want to watch a movie, I would have to either do it via means that would be against TOS,
Yeah.
right? Because that way I don't support a company.
Mm-hmm.
Or I just flat out don't watch that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because that whole culture of Hollywood of gatekeeping specific actors,
Yeah.
of making sure that, if you need to fill a specific quota of diversity on your team, or you need to only Asian people can play other Asian people, or there needs to be at least one Matt Damon, some type of rich Westerner in some type of recognizable name recognition
in
Westerner in an Asian film or an Eastern setting. Like, that whole entire culture is something I do not want to perpetuate.
Yeah.
So I'm no longer gonna go to the cinema.
Yeah.
Because, like, look at Detective Pikachu, for example.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is a great actor,
Yeah.
but it continues to perpetuate the culture of you need name recognition to be able to sell your movie.
Yeah.
And the only way you're going to do that is by using the racial biases that are already in play.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And you're incorrect in saying that. Yeah. Like.
But I'm saying, like, the small things, like culture, the things that I've taken for granted. My culture,
Yes.
is something that can even infringe upon other people
Wait, what do you mean?
without me even knowing.
What do you mean?
The fact that I come from Canada or live the North American culture,
Okay.
right? And I meet someone from a different culture, and then maybe I get upset at the fact that they're not necessarily fitting in my culture, and I get somewhat annoyed. That's something I shouldn't be feeling. Because I need to also understand that North American culture is very oppressive.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at overseas, where quite literally entire regime changes happen because of North American culture.
Colonization and stuff?
Not necessarily
No, not
colonization. I'm
colonization,
talking about
but-
culture in terms of media.
Yeah.
Everyone has to speak English, because if you want to be a major player in globalization, you have to deal with North American culture.
Unless you're China.
No, even then.
Oh.
China, a lot of Chinese businessmen are
yeah.
fluent in English.
If you want to be a role player in globalization, you need English. I'm lucky that I was born in such an oppressive culture, for sure. But I'm saying, I'm learning that my culture has that sort of effect. It has that power. And it can be abused to ridiculous notions like the ones I said with regime changes. But I need to understand the responsibility of having that power, right? Of like, if I come to a new place and my culture and people feel like they're off-putted by my culture, I won't just like be like, well, what's wrong, guys? Why aren't you freaking like? Why don't you guys speak English? Like, I'm not gonna be that bigoted, right?
That's good.
Inconsiderate.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, this is one of the I reap one of the benefits of being part of a very affluent culture, and therefore I'm going to respect that power, and be more inclined to partake in other people's culture. Like, especially now, like, this made me realize that I shouldn't stay watching the Yogscast, because they perpetuate a culture that is just strictly North American and British.
Mm-hmm.
I should be looking up like Latino culture. I should be looking up, for lack of a better term,
French.
African American culture.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? I should be looking up for forms of media that don't necessarily conform to just North American culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's they all have their benefits, right? But yeah. I'm doing myself a disservice by limiting myself to just those biases.
Mm-hmm.
I should be exploring the space that is disabilities. What it feels like, and who are these people, and how they have to deal day to day, and what they have to say about their experiences. I should be exploring that space too.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on TED Talks? I mean, because that's pretty
A North American thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The people they bring on are very educated and have a lot of great things to say.
Yeah.
But there's like a seed of doubt in me that says that a lot of the reasons why they're curating it in such a way is to have a particular perception of things. That's why I'm more inclined to be more forgiving of the people at the Royal Institute, right?
Yeah.
They bring all types of people and from all different walks of life. But with TED Talks, it's generally speaking affluent people, right?
They're just white people.
Not necessarily white people, but people who have tons of power. Like, I want to be able to see a person who's just a janitor do a TED Talk and talk about his life.
Fair.
Like,
Also,
like how Reddit AMAs used to be about just people doing mundane professions, but instead got hijacked by all of these celebrities, and we're like, hey, do an AMA with Will Smith. Hey, do an AMA with President Barack Obama. Like, I mean, the real joy of an AMA was being able to understand and relate to people of mundane professions around the world. These were people who you saw regularly, but oftentimes were completely overlooked because they just did a mundane job. But then now you get some sort of insight on how they affect society and what they think of society. And that gets hijacked by the affluent people. That's another example of affluent people using their influence to abuse and to constantly hoard that power rather than empowering other individuals. They take up the space. They literally just sit around and fucking hoard. Whether it be attention, whether it be capital, whether it be culture, rather than empowering other people.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Also, I don't want to leave CFT in the dust. He says to donate $1 to plant one tree. Going to Mark Rober, which started with that with Mr. Beast. Thoughts? It's a good cause.
I think it's a good cause, but I mean, I haven't seen the Mr. Beast video, but it's a wasted opportunity if they're not going to communities. Like, Smarter Everyday did a great video because he used the opportunity to highlight and showcase the logistics of planting all these trees. But I mean, like, this is a great opportunity to be, like I said, empowering communities that are going to do this, that are going to plant all these trees, and give them a platform where they can talk about their issues and talk about what they need to help their movements grow.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like, that's another thing, like, in terms of hoarding.
Yeah.
Like I said, they hog up all the spotlight. Rather than just, like, empowering and giving other people a platform to speak on, they would much rather do it themselves. I'm Will Smith. I'm going to speak on behalf of poor people rather than let the poor people talk.
Oh, I see. So language is an extremely powerful tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like extremely.
Extremely powerful. Like my mom used to tell me all the time, words, whatever you say, whatever words you say matter. Because I used to swear all the time, right? And I still do, because I believe swearing has some sort of empathic and social use, okay?
Yeah.
But she's correct in saying that your words, the careful construction of ideas and how you present them, affect the very nature of how people are going to perceive them.
Okay. Also, speaking of which, I actually had a few questions.
Go ahead.
I lost half of it. You already answered one of my questions, which was CFT's comment.
What do I feel about?
Yeah. And so the person you wrote about, I'm
Anand.
not gonna say his name.
Anand.
Because
Just say Anand.
all right. Anand.
Yeah, Anand is fine too.
So, he did an interview with Philanthropist, and
Yeah.
from what I'm getting, he is a very well-spoken, very methodical guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So, what if he's just doing like a bamboozle on you, and trying to make Philanthropist look bad and make him look good?
Because he's not a philanthropist himself.
Oh, he doesn't make 7-figure pays?
I wouldn't think so.
He's a New
New York Times columnist.
Which
And he wrote 3 books, so he's probably getting royalties from those books. So maybe he does make a lot of money. But even then, he's doing, like, he got invited to Hague.
I don't know what that is.
It's in Holland, in what's it called? The Netherlands.
Okay.
The Dutch Parliament.
Okay.
Hague. He got invited to Hague,
Okay.
where he talked about his ideas of philanthropy and talked about how to inspire movements and change.
What was the reception like?
People loved it.
Oh.
It completely flipped people's minds on things. It's like, why are we talking? Why are people doing Facebook? Like, social media is just a tool to subdue people. Like the Uber is a great example. Okay, they market it rather than say, hey, we're gonna pay you slave wages so you can work for us, and then we just take your money because we're the app. When in reality, you're doing all the work, right? They market it as, hey, it's freedom. You get to choose your hours. You get to choose when you want to work.
But the wage is so shit.
But the wages is worse than being a cab driver. The wages you get, and you're not unionized. You get no benefits.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Holy shit.
because it's up to your own volition.
And
super private
I'm
company.
pretty sure Uber and Lyft take like almost half of your like, they take a slice of everything that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When in reality, all they do is connect you to the person who wants the ride. And guess who's doing that, but on a digital space?
Some couple dudes.
No, not couple dudes.
Oh,
Facebook,
dude. Oh.
Google,
Really?
Amazon.
Oh yeah. Makes sense.
They
Yeah.
take your data, they sell it to people who want to advertise to you, and then they make that transaction, and then those people advertise to you. You could be using that data to figure out new insights about yourself. Be like, oh, I'm actually colorblind, or oh, I have this tendency to be on this platform for 6 hours. Oh, I have a tendency to watch people who are overweight, meaning that I'm probably unfit, meaning that I probably should get healthy.
Self-conscious or something.
Right? Like, I'm saying, like, those data points could be used in a constructive way. But they're not. They're being abused.
You're doing the voice thing again. I get you.
No, I'm getting passionate because
I know.
This is how our life works.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Literally partaking in social media, like Reddit and stuff,
Oh man, I like Reddit.
makes you perpetuate the system.
I think it's like a bit of a trade-off because
It is a bit of a trade-off because you get convenience in being able to consume what you want to consume.
Yeah,
right?
like, and this applies to like stuff like Amazon and too. Like they maximized convenience.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for
with, like
sure.
the next
Yeah,
day
for sure.
deliveries. And
But
shit.
I'm saying, like, Anand is saying that rather than have people, you know how people did climate change strike, right?
Yeah.
Like, they should do one for, like, he's talking about how people should be doing one for Amazon
philanthropists.
in terms of their workplace environment. and how shitty it is. Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
And like, or their minimum wage, right?
Yeah.
And he says, I'm constantly surprised that I'm allowed to drive to work and that there's no protests in the street or there's no traffic in the way to block me from doing the things that I want. Because in reality, there's so many things that is wrong with our society that people should be freaking out. Correct. Like how I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm super passionate and I'm freaking out. This sense of enthusiasm should be permeating every layperson. Because they're the people getting fucked over.
Okay.
But they're being subdued and lulled into a sense of security that everything is going to be okay because you just passively consume and the only things that you do only matter to you.
You should help out more on the podcast then.
What do you mean?
As in, like, no, you.
I get that. My question still stands.
As in,
Just like the production side of
production side specifically, like actually, like
it. Editing clips and stuff.
no, not editing clips, but
Planning things out.
broadcasting it out, like a
What
way
do you
to
mean? Oh, you mean?
distribute.
I mean, we're already doing that on like what, 3 different platforms?
No,
Yeah.
but more so
More
like
so,
the,
like put it on Twitter or put on. No.
But that perpetuates the
yes,
system.
but if you want more people to actually
become part of a movement and active, then you need to share a culture.
You need to share a culture of it.
And you're pretty good at that too, because you get very passionate.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
fuck, I was gonna say like, I guess like the whole change doesn't have to happen overnight kind of thing.
Yeah, it doesn't
and,
have
like,
to
it doesn't
happen
have to be like a cut and dry kind of thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
Like
Luke-
me listening to
Luke-
this guy happen. Like sure, I said it was 2 days ago, but me coming to this point was like a tumultuous 3-4 months of first I got hooked by watching a presidential candidate talk, and then slowly it introduced me to more progressive ideas, like more and more progressive ideas. Then that introduced me to Noam Chomsky and him talking about linguistics and him talking about, like, I just got more interested in the linguistic side of things, of how intelligence develops and how language is a crucial tool and is biologically ingrained in our systems.
Yeah.
Right? He talked about that. But then a side effect of Noam Chomsky is that he's a huge political figure. Okay? Like, this guy is known for being the American Socrates. He is the contemporary go-to guy when it comes to talking about how to upturn the corrupted government or how to upturn the oligarchy or whatever, right? And so you can't help but be exposed to that when you're interested in his stuff. I got exposed to that, and that led me to Anon. And it's like you said, it's not going to happen over time. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to happen over a long period of time, where people can digest this stuff. Clearly, I'm one of the more obsessive type of people.
You are the most obsessive type too.
And I get into things and I get very passionate about things.
That's,
Right?
I
To
don't
the
know.
point where it's
Like for you, example, you're just being naturally exposed to this because I'm your friend.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say here. Like, that's not what I'm trying to think about.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that, like, like, there's going to be cultural shift. I feel like it's going to happen eventually.
That sort of mindset is not going to get us anywhere.
No, that's not.
It's called the bystander effect.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But like, okay, it might be. But what I'm trying to get is like, because the thing that perpetuates the system has brought us a lot of conveniences, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of like, people are gonna see a lot of passionate people like wanting change.
Yeah.
And some people will like kind of band up. Others aren't going to see the same thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's whether it's from ignorance or like not wanting to let go of their conveniences.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like, and I feel like that's going to like help like the large companies.
Yeah, it is.
Stay afloat forever.
It's not going to happen forever. Because you're right in saying that these
Like,
regimes,
yeah.
these like, what Anon likes to call them plutocrats,
Alright.
after Pluto, because Pluto wanted the republic in which it's not a democracy, it's actually just a few select people get to decide all the things.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he calls them plutocrats because they represent that idea. And what you're suggesting you're correct in saying the plutocrats have given us many convenient things.
Like-
They've given us one-day shipping with Amazon. They've given us Ubers. They've given us
Smartphones.
Facebook, smartphones. They've given us all these things. But at the same time, they've directly impacted and given us climate change. They've given us
That's true.
some of the most, no, this is in history, the most unequal in terms of classes and wealth. Okay? Most of the wealth, more and more of the wealth is being more and more concentrated into the technocrats, the people who are at the top of the technological change, right? Because that's some of the most productive work we're working out right now. So they've brought us climate change, they've brought us some of the most unequal wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
ain't
that's
live.
Okay.
It's not live?
I'm not sure.
We're not live?
They've
We
brought
are
us.
live. We are live.
They brought us some of. Okay, guys.
Continue.
They brought us some of the most unequal wealth,
Yeah.
climate change,
Yeah.
and at this point, they're also going to bring us nuclear warfare
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see it happening. Which is
and
fine.
global conflict with
Yeah,
nuclear warfare.
it's already happening.
Yes. So
Just on a
at a
bigger
certain
scale.
point, civil unrest is going to get to the point where people are just not having it anymore, because the world is going to crumble if we don't do anything. And who knows? Maybe the world will implode and the human race will commit self-extinction before we get to do anything
to change it.
to change it. But I mean, I don't want to be that guy. I'm going to be the guy who wants to encourage change. I want to be that guy who.
Yeah. You don't want a nuclear warfare. Is
No,
that-
I don't want to be the passive guy who's just like,
Oh, yeah.
it's too late. It's too late
Oh,
to do anything. You might as well just enjoy what you got and enjoy what the plutocrats given you and just fucking sit in your chair and just do what they want you to do. I'm gonna be that guy who says, no, fuck that. I want my grandchildren to live in a prosperous society. I want to be part of a prosperous society. Like, we haven't even talked about the drug companies fucking everyone over with the drug prices.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about all of the super bugs that are coming about because all these drug companies are giving out their drugs basically they're giving them
Willy-nilly.
out to people. They're giving them out to
Animals.
pesticides and animals. They're giving them out to really stupid shit like that.
Do the other two guys not have anything to say?
We had our arguments already.
I just get
but
worked up.
He gets worked up, and
Also, I don't know how long you've been listening to us, but way to
Is that 90?
What-
What's his name?
97 Callum.
Callum? Oh, I thought that said calcium.
way to just assume,
There's
way
no
to just
I.
assume that we're just mute dudes who just listen to this guy
Yeah,
ramble on.
yeah. This is basically just me ranting.
Thanks
shit
to
for
thanks
the
to
podcast.
Bunch
There's
97
that, but,
Callum.
No, but I'm just
Guy
saying
on
that
the left?
there's tons of unseen and unconsidered, not considered effects that are happening right now.
It's not on your left. It's the screen left.
So this guy.
No, but like I
Yeah,
said,
dude.
superbugs are one of them.
Yeah.
I've been listening to that. Poverty diseases are another.
Yeah.
Stuff like hookworm is coming back, even though that got eradicated
Stuff like
in the
measles.
1920s. Measles is coming back because of the anti-vax
Oh, yeah.
movement. That's an entire culture war in itself, is it not?
Yeah.
It is. Apparently it's from Russia.
It's not.
No,
from
it's
Russia.
not. It's not from Russia.
The conspiracy theory, how anti-vaxxing started was from Russia.
Oh.
Mm.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any
You
problem with
should-
citations.
you-
I've only heard about this.
You
No,
shouldn't,
no,
you
like-
shouldn't try to pinpoint.
I wouldn't put I wouldn't pinpoint an origin.
Guy on the red should be on a stage. He's talking about you, dog.
I know, but I'm just
Honestly,
saying.
I started watching last 10 minutes, and
It's the
that's
Russian,
the
yeah.
impression I got. Well, we don't like to cut people off.
we do.
That's- I mean, I try not to.
especially for comedic purposes. It's
Yes.
I mean, that's only time. But when shit gets serious, I try not to cut you off. Anyway,
Well-
I'm sorry for cutting you off. You can continue.
It's
That's
debatable.
But yeah, there's a lot of unneeded things, a lot of things that need to be talked about that aren't being talked about because we're just
Passive consumers.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but you also have to think about
You gotta be careful. with that.
how would you go about trying to convey all of these?
Okay.
You know how would I go about
Uh,
going about trying to convey all this?
yeah.
On a stage.
You get everyone enough money so that they don't have to be concerned about themselves.
That sounds like a very.
That's step number one. If you want, this goes back to the emu analogy.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want the
Pull
emus to pay attention, you have to pull their head out of the sand.
That's which is not a thing.
Emus don't put their heads in the sand.
That's a myth.
Actually,
Okay, let's look it up.
you ruined my analogy.
I'm
Let's
sorry.
Let's look this up. John, look it up.
Look it up.
Look it up.
Fucking- Also, the theory, or not the theory, but like the thing is like ostriches like to dig their head in the sand because they're cowardice. Like that doesn't make any. They don't do that.
Emus.
Emu head in sand. Unless emus actually do this.
They do.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, son.
They
Wait,
totally do this.
wait, hold on.
Is that a Photoshop picture?
That's
or-
awesome. Okay.
Low key high key Photoshop. Get the hell out of here.
No, we're not. Okay. You're terrible.
Wait, how does it breathe when its head is in the sand?
holds its breath, dog.
John, you're terrible at using Google.
Also,
Yeah, because I don't want to perpetuate the
interesting
system.
fact: there are some birds that can breathe 2 ways.
yeah, that's true.
With their butts.
No, you're actually a fucking idiot.
Emu
That's not how. Okay, you know, like a dual action pump
bury-
Yeah,
where it pumps on the way up and it pumps on the way down.
sure.
You have no idea.
Why it's not true? Ostriches don't bury their heads in the sand.
Get the hell out of here.
That's ostrich.
Not emus.
Okay. Well, anyway, if you want people to come out of their caves and pay attention to the burning world around them, you need to get them out of the caves, right?
They're gonna go back because they're afraid of fire.
Okay. Anyway, okay, we get it. We were wrong. The analogy's wrong.
I'm sorry for ruining your dream analogies.
EJ, we get it. The analogy is wrong.
Oh, here, sir.
it's a
For
fucking
example,
myth.
when ostriches eat plants along the ground, they easily look like they're burying their head.
Head in the
It's a
sand.
fucking myth.
Okay, but anyway. Anyway. There are some birds that can breathe 2 ways, like a dual action pump. That's the point I need to get across.
All right.
Like, so a
I-
dual action pump, you can pump air, like pulling it out and pulling it back in.
Yeah.
Right? And a bird can do that.
Yeah.
So
Like,
it's like-
it's a double-sided piston, basically. It's like when it pulls this way, it sucks air,
Yeah.
it blows it out. Push this way, it sucks air this way.
Yeah.
It's like a really
Pulls it
But
out.
they do that with their, like, throat.
Yeah.
So birds are, like, twice as effective at breathing.
Cool, because they need to. They gotta flap their wings.
Yeah. Okay, but going back to the top, yeah, if you want people to care about the issues,
Yeah.
you need to first, okay, one of the biggest myths in North American culture, and
Yeah.
our parents suffer from this, is that one day you're going to be a billionaire.
They're
So
not.
you should be voting for policies that will help businesses, big businesses, because you're going
Absolutely
to have
not.
a big business one day.
Absolutely not.
Right?
I
Yeah.
refuse.
But that's like one of the biggest myths.
Yeah.
People believe that stuff. Like
Yeah, they do.
ostriches,
They do.
But what I'm suggesting is that if you can give everyone enough money so that they have
Once again.
what they need,
Yeah.
then they'll start caring about whatever they.
So you want the governments to make a policy where they force large companies to distribute wealth to the poor.
Yeah.
Isn't that what philanthropists do? But
No, it's called a VAT tax,
Oh,
a value added tax,
Value added tax.
Cool.
where every
I'm-
time you add value to a specific product, you tax it. So if I give my beans to the guy who's gonna split the beans,
Yeah.
he's gonna buy it from me for $1. He has to pay an extra $1 on top of that, and then after he splits the beans and puts it in a can,
Yeah.
then gives it to the grocery store. The grocery store has to pay another $1 on top of that, and then once it goes to the consumer has to pay another $1.
I mean, I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy. I mean, negative Nathan, because I'm a guy. But I feel like large companies gonna find a loophole.
No,
For bad
that's the
taxes.
reason why it's so good, because it happens through every transaction.
Oh,
So like from business to business,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to pay a value added tax.
but then I feel okay. Once again, I don't want to sound like a negative Nathan. But I feel like they're gonna like. I feel like large companies are gonna do something about that.
Any business conducted in an area that has a value added tax, you can't avoid. Anytime you make
So
a
there's no-
transaction,
There's no loophole.
there's no loophole because
Wow.
you have to make transactions.
Why haven't? Yeah, it's true. It makes money makes the world.
Why
go
haven't
round.
America? Why hasn't America done this?
Yeah.
Because they're dumb.
Oh yeah.
That and
that's
companies
true.
trying to shut that down.
Yeah,
they
they
try to-
constantly
they
try to
fucking
lobby,
lobby,
for it.
yeah.
Like you need to realize that basically all of the EU has a 20% VAT tax,
Yeah.
So you're telling
and
me
we
that
have a
you-
GST, a
Yes.
5% GST in
5%
Alberta,
Alberta.
which makes no sense. It should be way more. But
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Which pisses me off.
You're
'Cause, like,
telling me I should
'cause-
pay more money, dude. I'm dying here.
Because
No.
Because
Okay, it should be way more if we get to reap the contributions.
contribution
of
of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like Ontario and Manitoba, they're like about Ontario's about 12%. And
That's
then
so huge.
Manitoba was about 10%, 7%.
Massive.
Yeah, but Ontario and Quebec receive like over $100 billion
Yeah.
in subsidies.
Subsidies.
Oh, that's
Because
not
of the
fair.
VAT tax.
Yeah, I guess
Oh.
no, not
Good.
because of the VAT tax, because that gets subsidized by oil money from Alberta.
Oh, whoops.
Let's not talk about Canadian politics. I'm just saying, like,
VAT tax should be a thing then.
no, a VAT tax should be a thing if it is implemented in conjunction with a distribution of said tax,
So
such as a universal basic income.
So Edric, so are you now considering getting more and more involved into the policies that's being made in our society?
Both that and also studying economics and studying like culture, humanities as a whole.
Okay.
Because I'm starting to figure out that humanities is some of the, as the name is pretty self-explanatory, it's what drives like us to become humanized, so that we're viewed as people. We're not viewed as like costs or values or data points in a system. Humanities is the solution to that.
Wait. So hold on. Okay. Once again, I don't want to play the devil's advocate. So like, let's say the VAT tax goes through.
Yeah.
For all of the Americas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
North, South, Central.
No,
whatever.
just America.
Just North.
Yeah.
Just America.
Like
The United States. of
Oh,
America.
okay.
Good,
Wait,
continue.
what about Canada?
Canada will have to figure out something on its own. But honestly, there's a movement, a universal basic income that's happening here too.
Cool. Oh, also anyway, how would that affect large corporate conglomerates and
They
enterprises?
would freaking hate it. Amazon
No,
would be
no,
paying
like-
over like.
No, but like, how would like hating? Yeah, they're
Yeah,
obviously
I was going to
dislike
explain to
it.
you.
Oh.
They would hate it precisely because of the fact that every time Amazon does a transaction between a delivery company, between a consumer, between their supplier, they have to pay a tax that they would normally avoid if they just sent their profits to Ireland, which is what they currently do.
Oh, wow, that's scummy. Anyway,
It's
that's not what I'm trying.
What color crime?
Yeah.
That's not what I'm trying to get at here.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, but not. Once again, let's
How
say
would big companies
Just first off, John, what's your question?
I was gonna get to that.
how
before you cut me
how
off.
would big companies
Like, wouldn't they like work, like, not work around it, but wouldn't they like, so it's gonna affect them negatively,
yes
Yes.
obviously. So wouldn't they start cutting costs, like firing people and stuff? It's like, oh, this whole VAT tax is
They're already
costing-
doing that.
Oh,
it's called automation.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's why the stuff is even more needed now than ever.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because the more we wait, the more we wait, the more desperate people are going to become to be working for shittier and shittier jobs. And we want to set these people free from their slave wages. We just want them to be working for our communities and working for what empowers them. If they enjoy being a carpenter, let them be a carpenter.
And not pay them super minimum wages.
Yeah. Or make them have a business so that and then people in the local community can be like, I like the tables you're selling. I'm gonna buy those tables with the money that I got from some of the wealthiest companies in the world. And by the way, some of that money belongs to us because they're making that money off of our data.
It's true. Also, 97 Callum says the passion radiates through my screen and makes me more passionate man. I'm glad that it's infectious because I would no, because like the world that we live in is so fucked, and it fucks us.
That's true. Yeah.
And I'm tired of getting fucked. I want to be the guy doing the fucking.
That's shit that I would say, Doc. Leave that to me.
That's something like Yang would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Andrew Yang wants to
Yang.
unfuck us.
Oh, wasn't he running for president?
Yeah, he's the presidential candidate in America.
Yeah.
In the America, in the United States of America. Yeah.
Vote for Andrew Yang.
Like I said, like he's the guy that got me interested because he just started spouting out things that made sense, and he started revealing a lot of the things like drug companies paying over price, or the war on drugs, and how like people are being sent to jail because they just happen to deal marijuana on a non-violent offense.
Yeah.
Right? So these people are going to jail despite these people in drug companies or the 2008 crash housing crisis.
Yeah.
All those people got off scot-free. None of them went to jail.
Yeah.
But the guy who got caught with a bag of marijuana dealing with no gun, no violent offense, goes to jail for more than 15 years.
Jesus.
25 years.
So,
That's life.
yeah, that's the society we live in.
Also,
And the reason why it's so, like, it relates to me so much is because Alberta is pretty analogous to America. We're
It is.
going through an opioid crisis.
Yeah.
yeah, fentanyl.
Yeah, it's a huge problem. And what is our government doing about it? Like, sure, we're doing safe injection sites now, right?
They
not fast
they
enough.
want to give power to the insurance instead.
Uh-oh.
What?
Yeah, with the latest policy, right?
Really?
They're try- yeah. Have you not?
No.
Yeah, have you not heard
No,
the policy?
absolutely.
No, but I'm
207?
No, I'm just saying, like, rather than empowering your people, you're just gonna continually fuck them over for more wealth. Like, it's just,
Stupid.
man, I get tired getting riled up over it. Sometimes I just need a break, so I play League of Legends.
Contradiction.
Because it's preseason, okay?
I know.
It's season 10. I just want to see all the new stuff.
Contradiction.
I know they're owned by a
That's
Chinese
illegal.
company.
That's illegal. Anyway, I kid.
Yeah, well,
I've had.
I get riled up over these things. You get tired, and then you're just like, okay, let me just play
Cool
some
down.
awful games.
Yeah.
Why don't you play Oxygen Not Included?
Yeah, support claims and everything. Yeah, for sure. But I mean,
Isn't Clay Entertainment
I
also
would
a
have to do it
AAA
down
title as well?
It's already
no,
on
no.
here.
No.
and I'm just saying, I would have to come downstairs and do it here, EJ. That's already a huge inconvenience for me.
It's not. It's
It's funny. It's funny because I say that's a huge inconvenience, but me going on rants and me getting passionate over things isn't an inconvenience.
Because you're passionate about it.
My room's over there. I have to come up to go here to play my video games now.
I know,
I just
but that's like a
realized you guys
longer walk
gotta-
than me.
Wait, what? You guys have to share game spaces. I just realized that.
Well, yeah, because
My
like,
sympathies.
It's fine.
I don't have to
I
share.
don't mind.
I don't have to share anything for
What
shit.
bothers me is Edric saying it's
I know.
It's
Yeah, I know.
inconvenient.
No.
He's been contradictory.
Yeah,
I get
I
it.
know.
No, EJ, like, no, I
The
get it.
hypocrisy in here.
Yeah, I get that.
Because I'm willing to spend all this energy on doing these passionate rants, but I'm not willing to just come downstairs and relax. Right?
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
Pisses me
Yeah,
off
no,
sometimes.
EJ, I can see that too. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah. Fucking Ryan.
They have a new update.
Yeah,
I've been
preseason.
No.
What?
retail.
Oxygen Not Included.
Oh.
That's another excuse as to why I should play.
Yeah. Do you want the new update?
What is the new update?
Don't spoil it.
Actually, yeah.
No, it's right in front of there.
Don't spoil it.
It's on the
What is
store
it?
page.
What is it? What is it?
Recreational.
Oh, okay. Yo, that's my jam.
Your accents made the rants even better. You have an accent?
Do I? Canadian, I suppose.
Yeah,
no,
maybe.
Canadians have
Mercia.
accents. That's
Mercian.
That's my thing, dog.
We might have an American, a
American.
Canadian, a boot.
2K.
Yeah, Tokwa.
Yeah.
Toka.
Anyway, man, I've been
Anyway,
getting
what?
these
Okay, go ahead.
feelings of, oh man, I want to play StarCraft again, but I can't because I boycott. I want to play Legs of Legends, but I can't because boycott.
Okay, no, but you're allowed to play those things. 'Cause at the end of the day, your individual contribution of playing that game isn't going to really impact unless legislation comes in and drastically impacts it.
Oh.
Your tiny contribution, I'm sorry to say, is not going to impact it at all.
I know,
Like,
but still,
This is to all the people out there who say they're vegans because they want to change the world. Guess what? You're not changing the fucking world, okay? Telling people that you don't eat meat, like I understand why you care for these animals and you care for their
well-being.
well-being and quality of life, and you want to make sure that it's humane the way they're treated.
Yeah.
But your actions of fucking telling people that you're vegan because you support this cause isn't going to change the world. What's going to change the world is if you actually go out there and do legislation and you get a bunch of people and you say, we're going to
Start
rally
lobbying.
together and we're going to write letters to people. And
Start
we're gonna,
lobbying.
What? Lobbying?
Yeah.
Yeah. You lobby, you do what you can for legislation, and once legislation gets passed that forces everyone to become vegan, then I'll be vegan.
I don't want to be vegan.
I'm fine with being vegan.
I'm not. I want to eat chicken.
I'm just saying that when my contributions mean nothing,
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
I might as well just keep fucking doing the thing.
Be a passive consumer.
No, I mean still
Eat meat and stuff.
Yeah,
Eat stuff like that.
Uh,
Just
because at the end of the day, there needs to be a significant amount of legislation for people to actually change their way of being.
so. Would you? So you're saying, and this is me oversimplifying.
Yeah.
and I'm not using Einstein's quote to the best of the simple. Make it simpler, not. Make it simple, not simpler.
Yeah. Explain it simply, not simpler.
Yeah.
What? Anyway.
So you're saying that PETA isn't that bad?
No, PETA's
No,
garbage.
PETA's garbage because
Okay.
they also fucking destroy everyone else, including themselves. Like, I understand the passion and stuff, but I mean,
You guys are
there's no
retarded.
reason to also be destructive to everybody around you. Like,
I remember
don't
when
be self-destructive and don't be destructive to everyone. Otherwise, you're not being productive.
Okay.
I like that one bit when they try to like make Pokemon look bad and make them
Me
like,
and EJ had this discussion the other day. And
Yeah.
I can understand the PETA's point of view because it's basically just cockfighting.
yeah, illegal cockfighting. I get that.
Digital cockfighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Pokemon themselves did that in their own game. When one of the in Black and White,
Which?
where the villains are like, we
Oh.
gotta set all the Pokemons free. They don't belong in a fucking
But-
ball.
but-
Ironically, they
God.
also have Pokemons too.
God, that's a whole kind of can of worms that
Yeah.
we don't want to delve
Same
into.
with like Team Magma and Team Aqua.
I like
Yeah.
those guys though. Anyway,
That's a whole
I'm
entire
going,
can of
I'm
worms.
going off. See you guys.
It's-
Been fun watching you.
Yeah.
Good opinions.
Thanks.
Glad you had a good
Thanks,
time.
guys.
Sorry for not
Talking.
talking as much and making this guy ramble on for 2
Yeah.
hours.
As I was saying, like it's so
Well,
surface level of what they're actually trying to
Yeah.
delve into. That
Well, it's a kid's game.
it's
You're
a
not
kid's
supposed
game,
to.
yes. But now you do have a point where the demographic for people who use the Switch are
Adults.
adolescents in their
20s, 30s.
late 20s.
Yeah. It skews older than what we think.
Yeah, what we used to think. What
Generally
Nintendo,
speaking, what Nintendo used to aim for were like young
Is that
younger
why
kids.
their like Switch commercials didn't really have a lot of kids? It's more like
adults.
adults,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because also there's the fact that you're in a competing market. Oh, sorry, I'm also not chatting much. Just playing some Age of Empires.
I know,
See,
yeah.
you do you. Playing a game is probably more exciting than what we're talking about anyway.
it's true.
So-
Even though spread the word.
That's rambling
I'm
now
part of the
at
people.
this point.
Um,
But what you're saying about Pokemon and the age demographic and all that jazz? Nintendo,
young people, they have to compete with young people's attentions for their mobile phones.
Yes.
So it's just like
Nintendo's actually going to that direction too.
mobile.
Mobile.
Yeah.
They've been
Yeah, but
pushing
like
for
I
it, but
said,
it's pretty.
when I was talking to EJ about this, I was just saying most young people are playing on their phones and are playing mobile. There's
It's
no
true.
reason to be playing these like console games that
Hey,
you
man,
have to
I haven't-
archaically play with a controller.
I
Use
have-
your freaking fingers, you nerd.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
do that.
I
with
know-
the
I know this-
controllers.
I know-
Okay, boomer.
I actually hate that.
So-
don't make me
Speaking
go on
of
a tangent,
okay,
boy.
this is off tangent. So speaking of okay, boomer. Somebody posted a picture of the boomer from Last of Us,
Yeah.
and a person's like, "Okay, boomer," and that's the picture.
I actually fucking hate that.
It's not
because-
Last of Us. It's Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
No, it's Last of Us.
Sorry, I can't play RTS with a controller.
You can.
It's
Or-
called Halo Wars.
No,
No, it's called StarCraft on 64.
Oh yeah, you're right.
the best StarCraft
You're right.
ever.
You didn't.
No, no,
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I actually fucking hate OK Boomers because
Why?
I know that they're going to get the same fucking treatment like 20 years down the
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Like it's like shut the fuck up. Like you're talking out of your ass.
You're saying okay boomer now, but as you go
Yeah.
older, you're gonna come to the same fucking conclusion.
Yeah.
realization.
So just understand that old people have a fear of younger people. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't say okay boomer.
Yeah. Like I actually hate like I've seen that like littered all over Reddit. It makes me so angry. like so fucking angry. I just downvote report.
What's our
and move
time?
on. It's
we're
been
at
about 2 hours.
It's John's topic
Yeah.
now.
Fuck.
Yeah, let's talk about your topic, and we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah. Okay, Zoomer. Yeah.
That's,
Yeah,
I think that's better.
But yeah. Okay. So because it's been, I don't want to say the word busy because it really hasn't. Because I didn't give myself the time to think
Yeah.
of a profound topic.
It doesn't need to be
Profound.
Well, I mean, this ended up being a profound topic, despite me thinking about it like on the spot. Like I said, if
Yeah,
it's,
but you're you.
Even if you're thinking about it a short amount of time, it can still be profound.
But that only applies to basically you.
Once a
Though.
person
Let's be real here.
And then I'm after.
Anyway, so my next topic was
And then last week.
going to be about reading a manga.
Okay.
Just manga. No, we're not going to be doing any comparisons.
Okay.
It's called The Way of the House Husband. I don't know. If
Yo!
Oh, yo, you read? You read that?
I've already read the whole thing.
Yeah.
I've caught up to as well.
It's so
Shit.
good.
Well,
It's so good.
It's so good.
CFT.
Reading.
If you can't read, just look at the pictures, dog. It'll do justice.
The pictures are outstanding.
Absolutely. So we're gonna be reading the first 5 chapters because we all have lives and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
First 5 chapters of.
The way of the
I'm
house.
glad that you picked
Oh, really?
a manga that's actually good. I mean, maybe the Abyss was good, but this is like on a whole new level. Dude.
Excuse me. Actually, as I was saying, you could thank my brother for that because he recommended me that.
I've read this like 2 years ago.
I read this
Beside
last
the point, he recommended to me. Okay, and
I just want to be the hipster that says I read it before it was cool.
all right, all right.
We're reading what's it called?
The Way of the House Husband.
Yeah, it's
they
about-
have a Japanese title, but I'm gonna go with the English title.
Yeah, he's gonna link in the chat.
Sure, why not?
Not in the chat, in the Discord. And the synopsis is yeah, okay, so yeah, you've never heard of it.
Yep.
Yeah. The synopsis is a former Yakuza boss ends up being a house husband.
I thought it was a. Wait, I thought it was like one of the. He wasn't necessarily a boss. He was just really well known.
Yeah, he was a
For
former
being-
Yakuza boss.
Was he a boss?
Yeah, he was a
Okay.
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be reading that, and we're gonna be discussing about how do I word this proper, or how do I word this in general. We're gonna be
Social
talking
conventions?
about basically, because like
Because it subverts the social convention of
Conventions.
being a housewife.
yeah,
Into
because
a
it's
house
husband.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be talking about
And
that.
it uses the biggest the biggest juxtaposition, which is a Yakuza.
Well, no,
Yakuza boss.
you say it's a juxtaposition, but it highlights the tropes of
Yeah,
being Yakuza,
yeah.
but in the
because-
housewife scenario,
Yeah.
which is hilarious.
Yeah, I found that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I'd like to thank my brother and not your hipster ass.
Because I remember Edric told me like a year ago, it's like, oh, you should read this. This is about house husband, and I saw the first picture like,
It looks ridiculous.
it looks ridiculous. I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
Also, why wasn't this turned into like a good anime? Like everybody runs with fucking isekais. Makes me so angry.
Because it doesn't.
I know it sells. I know.
Yeah.
I know it's all about monetary value at this
Yeah.
point. It makes me angry.
I know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
This goes back to the whole about
I know,
society.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, we've been over it. I ranted
know.
for like
An hour.
an hour.
2 hours.
Yeah, okay.
Give or take. Anyway, so we're gonna be doing that.
Yeah.
So I'll link the title in the Discord.
Yeah.
So I hope everybody had a good time watching this episode of
Yeah,
I'm
Placeholder
watching Dr.
Podcast.
Stone, which currently is with.
Yeah, Dr. Stone is good. It's good.
It's good.
I don't.
It's etchy, but it's good.
No, I'm just on the fence because the main character looks like a villain.
That's his art style.
I know.
That's his art
I get
He has a
that.
particular art style.
I know. I'm
It's
just
good.
like it's something that I've never seen before.
I like his art style because he's it's a style.
Yeah.
It's not dated.
Like Fire Force.
Yeah. It's a style.
Oh, he is his
Not
own
dated.
original
I'm not,
style.
I'm not gonna.
He's not a template.
He's not a product of his time.
Okay.
It's a style that evolved from his particular likes
Do
and
you,
dislikes.
do you like Full Metal Alchemist?
I mean, it's an all-time classic. so-
Yeah, yeah. In terms of style, like artistically,
It's artistic,
yeah,
yeah.
it looks great.
But
It's-
yeah, that's what we'll be doing.
It's considered as a classic now,
Yeah.
which is only 10 years old.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's
Anyway,
But yeah,
weird.
we're gonna be reading House Husband. Whatever.
Way of the House Husband,
Way of the
and
House
and that'll be the end of this episode. I
Yeah.
hope everybody had a good time, and we'll see everybody next time
Bye.
and all that.
Bye.